William Pilkington Smythe, and today I'm going to be talking about COVID-19, the world in peril, economic catastrophe in progress. One probability whenever the world emerges from this global economic catastrophe is that life as we all knew and had grown accustomed to will change, and the recovery will be an extremely long, slow process. One by one, countries around the world announced they were initiating a lockdown as they failed to get a grip on the rapidly evolving situation, whereby all but essential retail outlets were to close with immediate effect. Many were slow to heed the warning, and Sports Direct owner Mike Ashley actually publicly defied Boris Johnson, stating they were to remain open, proclaiming the staff are key workers and that the company was a vital asset during the nationwide shutdown. Subsequently, his statement was retracted and he did close up shop. All we can hope for is that the public remember the attitude and actions of those companies who were quite willing to put the lives of his workforce in jeopardy behind the gross desire for personal wealth and gain. Just how much money does one person bloody need? Another disgusting, atrocious display of behaviour was a Liverpool pub, the Orient, it's called, in Merseyside, was the first to be served with a prohibition order for having secret lock-ins. Again, the defiance in pursuit of financial gain is an unbelievable display of greed and disregard for public safety. These businesses need to be remembered and a boycott implemented if they ever survive. Hopefully, they won't. And as far as I'm concerned, they can rot in hell, as their disgusting behaviour is just incomprehensible and not acceptable. You can always bank on a percentage of the population who self-eliminate themselves from the rest of society and have the attitude of, "Screw you, Jack, I'm all right." These people need to be placed in public stocks and humiliated to the highest degree. Hazy Fantasy, my local hardware emporium, will construct them along with tabards and placards for the local community to wear and congregate around these public humiliation arenas and throw rotten fruit and dog shit at these scumbags. Just 2 weeks ago, major cities around the world were 24/7 busy, thriving hubs. Now they have become ghost towns, with all the shops closed until further notice. One could say that although this is a global economic disaster, whereby many businesses will not survive, you could look at it as a global reset and reboot. Now, the high street has been in decline for the past 2 decades due to a number of monetary increases, lack of parking and restrictions, and a major retail artery was severed when the internet came online and businesses embraced online shopping, which within a few years radically changed the way society purchased goods. Consumers' hunger increased, and so came into existence the first generation who wanted everything instantly. And with the introduction of online one-click cashless purchasing, this threw fuel onto an already raging inferno. The amount of shit and crap people purchase is absolutely incredible and quite unbelievable. The question you could pose is, do they actually need all that rubbish? Over the years, the world has evolved into a free-moving society where air travel is virtually as simple as hopping on a local bus, and people have gotten used to jumping on a plane and flying to another country simply for a business meeting, probably without even thinking about the so-called carbon footprint which is claimed to be destroying the atmosphere. Is all this travel really necessary? On a daily basis, Heathrow Airport sees a 1,400 flights take off and land. That's one every 45 seconds. That is absolutely mind-boggling. And that's without thinking about all the other airports around the country. I just can't get my head round it. What are all these people doing and thinking of? All these bloody suited and booted yappy-puppy schmucks probably don't need to do that. They can sit on their bums in their living rooms and have a video conference, which absolutely costs bugger all. If you were able to ask every one of them, is their journey absolutely necessary, they'd probably all say yes it is. Now, if any government tried to change people's travel habits, it would have been met with much resistance and protest claiming infringement of civil liberties and freedom of movement, etc. I recall a statement from 9/11, and I quote, "Change is likely to be a long one in the absence of some catastrophic and catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor." Well, hold the phone. COVID-19 is indeed the global catastrophic event that within days enforced massive changes to absolutely everyone on this planet. Now, this is what I mean by a global reset. However and whenever this pandemic health crisis is resolved, it is likely to be a long drawn-out process that will radically change the way everything is operated. There will be a mass culling of businesses, population, travel, and forcing people to survive for the time being with what they are able to get, and not what they want or even need. It's almost like Noah and the Ark. Someone was deeply unimpressed with the way things were turning out, and a waterless flood in the form of a virus has absolutely destroyed the economics of the whole world. May I suggest that absolutely every soul on this planet just stop for one moment and think about what has taken place, how it has affected your day-to-day life, how you do things, how you think, what you think you want, what you think you need, and what you are actually able to get. Just stop and think about that. I've been the right awkward William Pilkington Smythe, and I hope you survive this economic disaster. Goodbye.